Welcome to episode 3 of the Random 10 Real Talks. Welcome back. I am Defy or Dubs. Take your pick, really. This will be on the Defy Dubs channel to start with, but this will be on the 7/8 channel once everything's made. That will be made soon, by the way. While I'm on it, a little word from our sponsor, 7/8. T-shirts out now. First prototype drop out now. What? And head to the 7/8 Instagram to go pick up yours at 7.8 official on Instagram. So without further ado, let's get on with today's Real Talks. So today I want to be talking about a couple things, mostly magnetism, but we're going to talk about the energetic, spiritual side of the magnets, but we're gonna show the terms in different forms, in more scientific terms, and then we'll break it down as we did before. So I've been learning about this guy called Franz Mesmer. Probably majority of you haven't heard of him. I didn't hear of him before researching him. You probably recognize his name and his work though. Mesmerism. Some of you might be thinking mesmerism, mesmer. Some of your brains might get to mesmerizing. You're right there. So he would have been one of the first hypnotists that lived. But when he was about, he coined it animal magnetism. Now today they're two distinct things. Still link. But hypnotism and animal magnetism is a little bit different. So yeah, what Mesmer did back in the day would have been hypnotism, but he coined it animal magnetism. Unfortunately, the government in his day actually come to the conclusion that animal magnetism was not actually a liable thing, and Franz actually had to live out his life. Well, it wasn't too bad. He had to live out his life in the rural country, which to most you probably sounds bad, but I don't know. If you're with nature, then how could it be so bad? Unfortunately, yeah, his work did get discredited, and he didn't really work on animal magnetism, mesmerism, in the public anyway. He most likely did work in private. I'm sure the belief didn't go away. A few other people followed in his footsteps. They loved his work. See the fascination in it. There was actually one person that helped a surgeon in the 18th or 19th century, who actually put the person to sleep, so hypnotized them, while or before the surgeon operated on them. So the hypnotist was the person that gave the anesthesia, if you like. Anesthetic, yeah. Which I just find crazy. And I was reading that no facial expression changed. No eye movement. The pulse didn't even change, and this person's getting operated on, and the pulse is not changing. So that just says a lot there. That's a lot of control. That's a lot of power. That's a lot of relaxedness. Like that's a very deep, like, delta alpha brainwave state. That's incredible. So one of the things I want to talk about is the biomagnetism, and this has been since been proved that it is true. There are magnetic points through our body. There's not a magnetic fluid like Mesmer thought. However, electrical signals such as brain waves, things that, tell the body to do things through brain waves, electrical waves, those electrical signals produce magnetic fields. So he's half right, the electrical signals are flowing like a fluid, and they give off a magnetic field. So he was kind of right. But a little bit off in the terms. But obviously we didn't have the tools to actually measure these things. Like only recently have we found that there's actually magnetism, animal magnetism, biomagnetism in plants. They did a study recently on Venus flytrap, and yeah, I'll get to that in probably the next one, but I'll come back to that. But it's just amazing to see how far we've come. That back in the day of Franz Mesmer, yeah, he had that 10-20 years of building up. He had that good career to start with, but the last 30 years of his life, he was just brushed away like a madman. And now we found that not only is he right, but there's a magnetic signature in plants, which is just crazy. But this can be used very effectively. So plants and us and animals, people, we have a magnetic field around us. Every living thing does. Everything that produces an electrical signal has a magnetic field around it. Everything. And you know how magnets work. I'm sure you do. You get one magnet done. If it repels, it pushes it away. If it attracts, boom, pulls it together. Same with gravity. Gravity is a big pulling force. It pulls it down into the center. It's a very strong force. Now, if we think of terms of centrifugal and centripetal for a second, and we think of terms of this magnetical field, if we're giving off this high energy centripetal act, this act through all the electrical signals is producing this magnetic field. Now, if we think of magnets, strong attracting magnet, if we're giving off this field, then surely it's attracting energy and repelling energy, because obviously there's a north and a south, other magnetical sources of energy have a north and a south. So if we're repelling or attracting, it works the same. So the way we can benefit knowing this is just knowing that we do have that power. I say something bad, you're going to react, or you're going to feel a certain way. You feel it. That's the magnetic signal hitting you, distorting your field. That's why we feel it. If there's someone sad around, you feel it. Empathy. So be aware of the field. Give off good energy. Attract what you want. Repel what you don't need. Be strong. Act like a magnet.